What is the one utility that everyone wants? What's the one utility that everyone needs? And what's the one utility that everyone only really cares about? It is the floor price rising. Now, the reason I talk about this as a utility, and it's kind of somewhat of a joke, is the fact that people only really care about the floor price rising. People only care about making money in the NFT space. And there's nothing bad with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But what it is people will talk about the utility of having a game. People will talk about the utility of getting access of tools, things like that. But the main utility that everyone cares about is making money. The idea is they want the utility of the project to buy in and then have someone buy it for a much larger price later on down the line. Now, if you can really learn to internalize this concept and learn to kind of look at projects that are able to not necessarily deliver on that utility, but able to allude to that in a way that makes sense. Now, what this comes down to is speculation, narrative, storytelling, things like that. The best projects are the projects that can throw out something that is alluring, that has a bunch of speculation, that gets people talking, that gets people kind of betting and gambling on it. Essentially, what they're doing is they're able to kind of throw something out there, and the utility, no matter what it is the fact that they haven't priced in that speculation. The speculation is what drives the price. Now, an example of this is a project saying, hey, we've got this extended roadmap and we've got a big partnership coming up. They drop some hints. No one will tell you what those that project is, how the hints will work, how it all comes together. But what they want to do is they want to drive that speculation. They want people to kind of do this deep diving, that researching, and invest in the project. When they invest in that project, there is going to be this fear of missing out. They're then going to kind of buy in at a higher price and they feel more comfortable. And what this means is it means that if you can find a project that is able to narrative and storytell and keep things up their sleeve, then you're going to do better within that project than a project that kind of lays everything out. The projects that lay everything out to a T, what ends up happening is the speculation is removed. The aspect of what could be is removed and everything is laid out and then it is priced in. When a project or a founder lays out exactly what's going to happen, it's priced in. When they lay out something that could happen or something that is ambiguous in the future, then you're not sure how to price it in. You don't know if it's going to be a partnership with a big brand, or if they're just changing a logo. You don't know what's going to happen, but because they've alluded to it, it builds that speculation. Now, the reason that I kind of wanted to make this video is I want to kind of let you reflect in these down times where the market is to identify the biggest, the best projects that are going to come up and how the founders and the people that are navigating these waters are able to storytell, throw a bunch of ambiguous roadmap items out to then build that speculation, because that means that you have a better chance of getting that utility, which is a higher floor price. Now, this kind of keeps coming back to a kind of a money-making aspect, and it doesn't have anything tangible. But right now, some of the biggest, the best projects, what they're doing is they're able to just like dangle the carrot enough to just build this speculation. The fact is, when you look at sort of Yuga Labs and what they were doing, there was so much speculation about what would happen with like ApeCoin, what would happen with the other side, what would happen with this, what would happen with that, and this speculation fueled the growth. Then what happens is, after people kind of got their airdrops and they got what they needed to, the price crashed back down, came back to somewhat of a reasonable level. And the idea is that some of these projects that do have these airdrops on the horizon that don't tell you what they are, but they dangle that carrot, they usually do better because of that speculation. Now, the best thing to do is like sell the rumor, because when the rumor's happening and the speculation kind of runs up, then you know that you can sell out, because once the NFT space understands what that kind of thing is, they're usually underwhelmed and then dump on the project. Not intentionally, but they go, hey, they find out what it is. And unless it is a really crazy big news, most of the time, 99% of the time, it usually pulls back after the announcement, the airdrop, whatever it is. So the lessons that I want you to take away from this video is the fact that if you want to receive that ultimate utility, that ultimate aspect, which is a floor price rising, try to identify those teams and those projects that are deliberately ambiguous, but deliberately ambiguous not in a rug pull way, but in a way that builds a sense of mystique, a sense of mystery, a sense of narrative and storytelling, because these are the founders, these are the projects that will be able to dangle the metaphorical carrot in front of everyone within the space, keep people coming back, which means that people will then kind of keep buying in. The flow-on effect is that those that then do sort of sell on the speculation, when it is good and there is another thing and another thing, people will then start to realize that there is the pattern of these projects dangling that carrot and then delivering something, dangling the carrot, delivering something, which means that when they've got the big carrot that is dangled, everyone will FOMO when you go, hey, it's going to be something big, it's going to be something great. Now, you will then get caught up yourself going, hey, I need to hold on to this because there's going to be that thing that's coming out. There's going to be that thing coming out. But the best traders that I know in this space, they will take a flip. If they can make 2, 3, 4, 5x, they'll take it. They do not worry about holding on to something to get to the 180 floor because they know it's most likely not going to happen. If they're booking solid gains in week on week, then they're achieving their metrics, are achieving their goals, and they're good. The idea with this is that if you find yourself getting caught and getting sucked into the carrot dangling narrative storytelling and sort of mystique of what the roadmap is, then most likely a lot of other people are. So it means that you can then kind of hold on to this and then hopefully sell at that higher price. So that's what I wanted to kind of get across with this, is looking at what has worked in the past, look at what's working now, because those floor prices that are holding up quite now, what are those projects doing? What are those project founders saying? Now look, there's no coincidence the fact that all of these really good founders know exactly what to do and how to kind of let the market sort of play the game itself, and they're just slightly nudging and navigating it towards the outcome that they actually want. So hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, please consider hitting up that subscribe button. While you're down there, also hit up the like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.